Nick and Rick's Pizza, rules for delivering to Cribble-Rock Run. Hello, Daryl. It's been roughly a month since we hired you on as a delivery boy for Nick and Rick's Brick Oven Pizza. In that time, you have done outstanding work. You've been delivering with exceptional speed and quality, and it's our understanding you're notably polite with our customers. Several of them have actually tried to request you specifically for delivery a few times. For this reason, we're going to be sending you on deliveries to Cribble-Rock Run within the next few days. Many of our regulars are from here, and most of them place excessively unusual orders. We charge fees for the more unique requests, and the customers are often so thrilled to get the food they compensate the deliverer notably for any inconveniences. The neighborhood is almost outside of our area of delivery. That said, delivering to Cribble-Rock Run brings with it several risks. Remember that agreement waiver you signed before coming on with us and gave us weird looks for when you got to the part about beheadings? This neighborhood is the reason we have it. We've lost multiple inexperienced delivery drivers there before. Many were lost simply to the neighborhood's conditions, but a few of our customers actually have small body counts, and several of them have counts so high we charge an additional fee to deliver to them. No, we can't call the cops. You'll understand why soon. As such, to prepare you for your first delivery there, we'll be giving you a list of rules and tips to follow while in Cribble-Rock Run. Please read them in advance. We value your delivery services and would prefer to keep you. 1. Before leaving the restaurant for Cribble-Rock Run, be sure the mini freezer on your back seat contains one whole ham. While you hopefully won't need it, please don't leave without it. If we're out of ham, you are free to buy one on the way and we'll reimburse you for the cost. Obviously, try not to keep the customer waiting longer than necessary. 2. Never leave for Cribble-Rock Run without one of the maps we have of the neighborhood. Electric devices often fail around those parts, so you can't depend on your GPS for directions. 3. Don't idle your vehicle unnecessarily at any point once you enter the area. The only time your car should stop is when you reach the customer's residence, and you should avoid staying in front of the house for any period of time after delivering the order. 4. Watch the road for a large dog after passing the community's entrance. He'll usually attempt to run in front of your car when you first enter the neighborhood. Try not to hit him. 5. Should you hit him, he isn't usually overly dangerous, but hitting him particularly hard might make him mad. Stop briefly to watch until he gets up. Once he does, he'll stare at you, growl angrily, then run away. Not watching will offend him. He'll think you don't care about his well-being, and while you'll probably leave the neighborhood just fine, your next visit might not end so well. 6. If your car ever breaks down completely, quickly but calmly, go to the front of the vehicle and kick the hood as hard as you can. If any residents were responsible, this will be enough to counter their effects, and the vehicle should act normally now. 7. If the car won't start back up, quickly but calmly, as in without running, continue with the delivery on foot. Don't stop moving unless you want to be noticed. Trust us, you don't want unnecessary attention around here. 8. Once you deliver the order to each orders, take the ham and find your way to the old house covered in vines near the neighborhood's center. Knock on the door. This is the home of Granny Long-Paw. She's relatively sweet and will gladly let you stay with her until your car can be towed and you can be picked up. Do, however, be polite. Don't act startled or frightened by her appearance or height, and always give her the ham before entering. She has a ravenous hunger and unfortunate instincts. Don't worry though, the ham has always been enough to keep her from acting irrationally with our other employees. You shouldn't be an exception. 9. Be aware that not all of our regulars in this neighborhood live in houses. You'll occasionally be delivering to trees, streams, sewer grates, and even underneath the neighborhood's stone bridge. 10. Be mindful of the large pine tree near the aforementioned bridge. If it ever seems to have changed spots or is missing entirely, be prepared to visit Granny Long-Paw. It won't be safe for you to leave until morning. 11. Don't expect all of our regulars from Cribble-Rock Run to pay with the same currency. This neighborhood has individuals from all walks of life, and many of them are from a different time. Several of them won't actually pay with money, but rather with various objects ranging from watches to half-dead animals. Bring whatever they give you, and we'll figure out the rest. 12th, do not refuse any attempt at payment, no matter how strange it is. You'll definitely insult them, and that won't end well for any of us. We'll probably lose a customer, and you'll probably lose a leg, and hopefully nothing else. 13. Before re-entering your vehicle, check the back seats and trunk for hitchhikers. There's a lot of them in Cribble-Rock Run, and they're a big part of the reason so many fatal car accidents happen around that area. 14. If at any point you think you're going in circles or seem to be passing the same houses multiple times, close your eyes, clap exactly 5 times, and continue driving. You should be able to leave now. 15. When leaving the neighborhood, be prepared to swerve suddenly. Several residents don't like it when visitors try to leave, and the trees are by far the worst offenders. And that's the gist of what you need to know. That said, delivering to most of the residents in Cribble-Rock Run can be rather troublesome, so we have individual files of important information written for each one. We'll give you these files as we give you their orders, but keep in mind, we'll be holding several regulars from you for a while. Again, we value your delivery services greatly, and would prefer to keep you as long as we can. Yours truly, Rick and Nick Castillo. Nick and Rick's Pizza, rules for delivering to Granny Long-Paw. Hello, Daryl. We once again would like to thank you for being a reliable employee. As we mentioned previously, we'll soon be sending you on your first delivery to Cribble-Rock Run. Truth be told, we had hoped to send you sooner, but there's a specific customer we wanted you to deliver to for your first delivery. She took much longer than usual to place an order with us after an incident with a previous delivery boy. As we said previously, delivering to each and every resident of Cribble-Rock Run brings with it a series of risks. To improve your odds, we're giving you detailed information on the customer you're delivering to. We want to be sure you're properly prepared. Customer name, Granny Long-Paw. Address, 2249 Lesher Road. Residence description, large decrepit wooden house covered almost entirely in thick vines. A regular order, 1 large meat lover's pizza, slightly burnt at the edges, topped with an extra mixture of raw quail, salmon and rabbit, seasoned with cinnamon. Customer description, Granny resembles a thin, shriveled old lady. Physically, she appears to be in her late 80s, though we doubt she's that young. She's always barefoot and wears a brownish-green dress so tattered it looks like it was woven from roots and vines. Her eyes are dark blue, her hair is a greying shade of black, her skin resembles parchment paper, and she consistently walks as if she's limping. Those are by far her most normal characteristics. Additionally, Granny is 8 feet and 2 inches tall when standing straight. Her feet are slightly arched in the back. Her teeth appear to be entirely composed of sharp, pointed canines, and true to her name, Granny's hands are nearly 2 feet long from the tip of the middle finger to the base of the wrist. Most of this length is her fingers, which end in sharp, darkened points without visible fingernails. On top of that, Granny's arms are so long, her fingers very nearly drag across the floor as she walks. Rules for delivery. 1. When knocking on the front door, be very gentle. Granny Long-Paw's house is extremely old and structurally unsound. If you thought those vines all over the house looked like they're holding the whole thing together, it's because they are. One of our previous employees managed to knock so hard, the door actually fell on him. 2. Granny will answer the door immediately after you knock. Doesn't matter if you previously saw her in an upper window or thought you noticed her in the nearby trees. She will always be right at the door when you knock. 3. Avoid making quick, sudden movements around Granny. She's a sweet old lady at heart, but is without a doubt victim to her instincts. 4. No matter what happens, never run from Granny. Predators simply can't resist the urge to chase moving prey. 5. If you notice tree roots climbing around your body, don't be alarmed. This is just how Granny greets people. Think of it as equal to a cat or dog sniffing unfamiliar individuals. 6. Avoid touching any of the vines covering Granny's house. She typically only uses them to hold the house together, but they occasionally ensnare living creatures that touch them. 7. Granny is typically very friendly and usually quite polite, but she's easily offended by rude behavior, as well as insults against plants and animals. Get too rude, and she may even slap you. 8. Try to avoid making physical contact with Granny in any way. She doesn't know her own strength. The last driver who delivered to Granny was a bit clumsy and accidentally tripped on her porch. When he did, Granny tried to help the man by grabbing his hand. That hand ended up so badly broken, the doctor ended up having to amputate it. She's also repeatedly decapitated people on accident by slapping them. 9. Granny's eye color is an indicator of her mood and physical condition. Dark blue is normal. White means she's exited. Violet implies she's sad. Black indicates anger. And yellow rings over the current color are a sign of extreme hunger. You'll probably notice the yellow rings in one form or another whenever you meet her. 10. The yellow rings will widen the more hungry she is. If when delivering to her the rings are so wide you can't see another color, slowly step back and throw the pizza at her. Granny is dangerously, irrationally hungry in this state. She'll probably devour the pizza with such speed it won't even have time to hit the floor. Trying to give her the pizza any other way in this situation typically ends in missing limbs and horrified apologies from Granny at best, and missing persons reports and loads of paperwork at worst. 11. If the rings become that wide under other circumstances, slowly and quietly go to your car, get the ham from the backseat mini fridge and throw it to her. 12. If you don't have the ham, you're in big danger. Treat her like you would a Bengal tiger. 13th. Her choice of payment is among the stranger ones we get. After receiving the pizza, she'll reach into the mass of vines you probably thought was a ruined welcome mat and pull out a wooden cage. Count the type and number of animals inside like you were counting money. To her, box turtles are equivalent to $20, hedgehogs to $10, songbirds to $5, bats to $1, spiders to quarters, moths to dimes, beetles to nickels, and crickets to pennies. 14. Granny will tell you how much money she's giving you, tip included. Do, however, be certain the animals in the cage correctly add up to the amount she claimed it was. Granny is not dishonest, but she often likes to test people on their own honesty. She'll confront you if you try to take more or less than the amount she agreed on. The situation may get out of hand from there. Rules for visiting. 1. Granny will usually invite you inside after paying for the pizza. She won't be offended if you decline, but as we mentioned previously, you'll probably be running into her quite a bit when delivering to Cribble-Rock Run. We suggest you try to get to know her. 2. Never enter Granny's house without first giving her the ham from your car's mini freezer. While she's probably not hungry after eating the pizza, Granny's hunger grows relatively quickly. If it's not already clear, you do not want to be around Granny when she's hungry. And no matter what, she'll certainly appreciate the ham. 3. As mentioned previously, be polite when talking to Granny, and don't talk offensively about nature in any way. The last time someone got too rude while visiting her, Granny loosened several of the vines holding the ceiling above the visitor. We wish we could say being hit by falling planks and floorboards was the worst thing that happened to him afterwards. 4. Granny may offer you tea and cookies while visiting her. We do not suggest accepting the offer. Nearly everything Granny consumes is either meat or is derived from meat. Her tea is in fact boiled blood. We'd rather not talk about the cookies. 5. If Granny ever randomly tenses up and starts glaring, followed by her eyes turning solid black for no conceivable reason, someone or something has entered her territory without permission. If your car is working, politely tell her you're leaving. If your car isn't working, ask if you can go downstairs for a while. Either way, she'll reply with, "Of course, dearie," then almost immediately crash through the nearest wall to go deal with the intruder. Don't worry about the house. The vines will pull the wall back together in no time. 6. Granny's basement has multiple rooms. While down there, never enter any room that doesn't have a door. Granny keeps one specific room ready for guests at all times. You'll know it when you see it. It's the only room that actually has a door. 7. Within the guest room, you'll find a single bed and a number of mint bundles hanging around the door. Keep one of the bundles with you at all times, but make sure the others stay on the door. Granny keeps them here to disguise her guest's scent from herself. If she ever loses herself to hunger while you're visiting, this room will be the only thing that can keep you off the menu. 8. If, after Granny left, you hear crashing sounds following by roaring, shrieking, quickly and immediately get under the bed. Granny occasionally deals with intruders by luring them into her house, then letting the entire structure collapse on top of them. She doesn't rely on this strategy too often, though. Usually the trees help her eliminate the intruder quickly. But don't be too alarmed if this does happen. You should be perfectly safe from the debris if you're underneath the sturdy bed frame, and Granny will always have the house rebuilt entirely within an hour. 9. While you should always avoid entering any and all of the rooms without doors, especially avoid entering the room made entirely of plants. This is Granny's den. Entering it is a surefire way to doom yourself, especially if the plants manage to catch you. 10. If you're visiting Granny because your car broke down, see the previous rules we sent you for a reminder on why that might happen. Do not leave the guest room once inside until you know a reliable method of transportation is outside and ready to pick you up. 11. Before you go, always let Granny know you're leaving first. She'll be offended otherwise. 12. If for whatever reason you can't find her, leave a small note behind so Granny knows you've left. She'll appreciate the gesture. That should be pretty much everything you need to know about Granny Long-Paw, given that she is by far the most well-meaning resident of Cribble-Rock Run and also your best option for help if you get stuck in Cribble-Rock Run. We always send employees new to the neighborhood delivering to Granny first. And while she is certainly dangerous, Granny is overall one of the least dangerous residents in the area, at least towards you. We feel that delivering to her first helps to give you an understanding of Cribble-Rock Road, and you'll definitely need to understand this place as much as possible to deliver there safely. As long as all goes well with Granny, we'll be sending you on more deliveries for the neighborhood in the near future. And please, always use proper caution when you're there. A neighborhood where one of the least dangerous residents is capable of decapitating you, breaking your bones, or eating you alive accidentally is a neighborhood to be extremely wary of. Yours truly, Rick and Nick Castillo. Nick and Rick's Pizza, rules for delivering to the Candleman. Hello again, Daryl. From what we've heard, your first delivery to Cribble-Rock Run went without a hitch. Granny Long-Paw doesn't often tip with songbirds. Therefore, we'll be sending you on your next delivery to the neighborhood shortly. This next regular of ours tends to be a bit troublesome. We're pretty sure he's not ordering so much for the pizza as he is for the driver. That said, he pays and tips well. We'll provide you with the necessary information and guidelines on the customer once again to make sure you're properly prepared. Follow it accordingly, and there shouldn't be anything to worry about. Customer name, the Candleman. Address, 2075 Maple Boulevard. Residence description, small brick house with a terracotta roof. The lower shingles on the left front corner are broken to missing. Regular order, 1 medium plain cheese pizza, extra cheese, crust burnt until completely black. Customer description, the Candleman resembles a Caucasian middle-aged male. He is about 5 feet tall with an average build and shape, though he's slightly malnourished. His body, aside from the arms, shoulders and lower head, is completely and entirely wrapped with linen strips. Multiple badly torn fabric sheets are draped around his waist, along with a large burlap pouch. His eyes are completely covered with fabric, and he always carries a tarnished silver chamber stick. A large number of white candles rests on his head and shoulders, with the melting wax dripping constantly to the point of covering most of his clothing in a thin waxy sheen. Additionally, the Candleman's lips and hands are charred black as if badly burnt. He's also nearly always grinning. Rules for delivery. 1. Before leaving the restaurant, be certain there's a large jar of pink lotion in the glove compartment. Hopefully you won't need it, but it's always best to have it just in case. 2. Try to make this delivery as brief as possible. The less time you spend around the Candleman, the better. 3. Never take your eyes off the Candleman until you're back in your car. He's patient and always waiting for an opportunity to strike. 4. Never let the candleman touch you. 5. Do not at any point assume that the candleman can't see you just because his eyes are blindfolded. The candleman's eyes aren't in his head. 6. Do not look directly into the candles. Making direct eye contact with the candleman is a serious mistake. 7. The candleman will try to lengthen your interaction with him any way he can. He'll usually start small talk, telling you of a sad tragedy that befell him or of an outlandish incident he was involved with. Anything that will keep you at his house longer. Again, do not spend more time around him than necessary. End any conversation as quickly as possible. The longer he talks, the more chances and openings he'll get. 8. The candleman will probably claim he got the wrong pizza and ask you to check the order. He will draw this out as much as possible, often insisting you check multiple times. Check once, then apologize and tell him to place another order if he's displeased with what he got. Typically, he'll respond by simply paying for the one he got. 9. The candleman will pay for the order with a large handful of silver dollars. He'll insist you count the coins, but this isn't necessary. For the last 5 years, we've delivered pizzas to him. He's paid with exactly 32 coins, with the exact same printed year and design on them all each and every time. Pretend to count the coins, but be quick about it. Again, you really don't want to stick around longer than necessary. 10. Do not let the candleman hand you the money directly. We'll give you a bucket for him to put the money in. It is beyond serious that you do not make physical contact with the candleman in any way at all. 11th. As we've stated already, never let the candleman touch you. He will usually try to do it subtly by bumping your hand when taking the pizza from you, but he might lunge at you when he pays for the pizza. He may even try grabbing your face if you look away long enough. 12. If the candleman tries to grab you, or actually does grab you, blow on the candles covering his shoulders. This will make him panic briefly, giving you a chance to run. 13. If the candleman manages to touch you, quickly get into your car, assuming you can break free from him, and lock the doors immediately. Leave the money behind if necessary. Hopefully, the doors are locked before your skin starts burning. 14. Once inside the car with the door locked, quickly apply the pink lotion generously to the burns. The pain, as well as the burns themselves, will spread and worsen if you don't act quickly. Take too long, and the burns will consume you entirely. 15. Once the burns are dealt with, proceed to recollecting the payment. Crack the back window slightly, very slightly. You don't want to give the candleman another opportunity to attack, and instruct the candleman to slide the money through the gap. Don't worry about calling him over. He'll be right at your door, watching intently. 16. Once you've left the neighborhood completely, pull over and check the outside of the vehicle. 9 times out of 10, you'll find a small red candle somewhere on the car's exterior. Do not touch it. Get it off the car and destroy it completely. It's best you don't let the candleman see where you live. Rules for being visited. 1. If you don't find the candle, you'll be visited by the candleman. When the visit will happen is completely unpredictable. His first visit could happen in 5 years, or it could happen the second you get home. The only things you can be sure of is that he'll only visit if you're at home. He'll always try to wait until you're alone, and he'll only visit at night. There are several things you need to know to be prepared, but this is the simplest and most important warning we can give you. Do not let the candleman inside your house. Getting inside and getting to you is the entire reason he's here. 2. You'll know if the candleman has arrived when the air fills with the smell of fresh rosemary. This smell is also how you'll know when the visit is over. It won't leave until the candleman does. 3. Be certain every single door and window to your house is locked. Even if they should be impossible to reach, make sure they're locked. The candleman is very good at climbing and very persistent. 4. Do not keep lit candles inside your home. They're just as good as eyes for him. 5. Do not answer the phone if it begins ringing. In fact, double-check all the doors and windows quickly. This is typically a sign that the candleman wants to distract you, oftentimes because he's found a way inside. 6. Do not talk to the Candleman during his visits, and especially don't insult or yell at him. He may respond by setting your house on fire. 7. If you hear someone you know asking to be let inside, listen closely to their voice. If you can faintly hear the sound of a crackling fire, do not open the door. There's no voice the Candleman can't and won't mimic if he thinks you'll fall for it. 8. If he does get inside, leave the house and drive far, far away. Don't return until morning. The Candleman will only leave at 6 a.m. exactly. 9. Do not attempt to leave if the Candleman isn't inside the house. Chances are he's waiting for you to flee. He'll drop onto you from off the roof the moment you're out the door. 10. Once the Candleman's initially visited you, he'll start visiting regularly. The frequency of the visits will increase until he's trying to get inside every single night. The only way to prevent these visits is to move into a different house. As long as the Candleman knows where you live, there's nothing stopping him from coming after you. And that's everything you need to know about the Candleman. He's without a doubt one of our more troublesome customers, but he pays and tips exceptionally well. Each of those coins is worth far more than just $1. We take the risk in exchange for the reward, and truth be told, he's definitely not our worst regular from Cribble-Rock Run. That said, you'll never see a candle in any part of our restaurant. You never know when the Candleman might be watching. Sincerely, Rick and Nick Castillo.